Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Thursday. Welcome. Welcome back. I'm frog in my throat this morning. Brand new, fresh new, June the 19th of 2025 World of Warcraft stream. Let me just get it fired up here. Get some ears in. Get a little coffee. How you guys doing? Oh, get my chat window on screen. I'm talking to myself over here. There it is. More Turbulent Timeways, more bug than usual. If you keep doing it, you'll get it this week. Heard people say it takes about 9 or 10. Yeah. Yeah, I was hearing that. People were saying that yesterday. I'm surprised that if true that it still works, because it's usually the kind of thing they get on top of. But maybe they decided that they were just going to let it be. Time walking is my plan for today. The only other thing that I had in mind that I wanted to do was 2 more Overcharged delves, because if they're different ones, which they should be, they would get, then I'll get the Hearthstone, basically, for doing, whatchamacallit, 4 of the 6 available Overcharged delves. Happy Friday, 3 minutes in. Happy Friday. Grinded out the Overcharged delves for the mount, just run lots of ones. Yeah, Flabby did that, too. Apparently didn't take crazy long. Let me see here. Let's go here first. Sure hope it's going to work for me, because it would be nice to be done with it and not run the risk of forgetting. Yeah. Yeah, especially because it's like a lot of weeks of time walking. I think my plan for time walking is to pick out a character that can heal them and just do healer queues. I think that's what I'm going to do. The actual completion speeds will be variable because I won't have any control over like the DPS going out. And I would do it on a character that's not my main, because if I do end up doing it the old-fashioned way, I'd like to be able to keep the buff. And I would like to do it, I guess, in a character, and that means it's probably going to be a character that I'm leveling, because all my 80s are not healers, really, aside from my main. But here, while we're talking about it, while we're having to think about it, let's do the other 2 overcharged. I don't see any good reason why not. Actually, I thought of a reason. Oh no, I've got that one. I want to be working on the Delve weekly as well, or just the meta quest. What mount from the Delve? Chariot OC91. It's for completing the research tree for overcharged delves. Tank is fast. Changes didn't really slow it down much at all. Could do it on tanks. Yeah, but then I have to drive. If I'm healing, I can be a passenger. Let's not underestimate how little attention I'm planning on paying to this. I feel like healing is something that I can do in autopilot much more effectively. I just have a lot more practice at it. Zoldak, thank you very much for the 42-month resub meme number. It is a meme number. Forgot for a second. I'm like, it's not 69. What do you mean? Oh, the other meme. Let's see. We're going to do this on a 1, because I can't think of any good reason to do it on anything harder than that. Guess I have to grind elves then. I mean, there's no hurry necessarily. Also, I set myself some so I can get another point. If you're doing your weekly quest for overcharged delves to get your belt powered up, you will eventually get all this done kind of anyways, because you get plenty of Titan shards just from doing them. I don't know. I might grind it out at some point. I'm more concerned about the time walking, but I do want to do the 2 that are available today at least. That might be my... Uh-oh. Keyboard stuck? That might be my compromise, is just to do the 2 overcharged delves every day, at least on my main. Just cause. 10 bountiful delves away from the 250 achievement. Very nice. You're nearly there. I feel like Overcharged did a good job of giving us kind of extra incentive to do bountiful delves even if we don't need the gear, kind of like do them on 1s. Because before, I would just end a season and my extra keys would get wasted. Like, I wouldn't use them at all. I would end the season with like 30 keys on me that I would just never use. And you may as well just send them, even if it's just on 1s. Nothing says you have to wear the gear. There is raid testing next week already. They're doing basically all of the raid testing that I'm going to need anyway. All the heroic raid testing is happening across June 26th and 27th. Then they're having normal open over that weekend. And then Mythic testing is the following week. And they're like, listen, we know it's really fast and we know it's really condensed, but we got holidays and stuff, so deal. My normal raid test organizer isn't able to do it because it was too short notice, so I'm going to be kind of looking around for groups. Hopefully we find some good ones and get some good testing done. Otherwise it makes raid guides a lot harder. But I'm kind of relieved that it is this soon, just because Flabby was like, yo, what if they do raid testing while you're moving? And assuming that I managed to move this summer. And I thought, well, that's a terrible thing to put in the world. That's a bad thought. We don't like that thought. So at least if we just do it all next week, I'm unlikely to have moved by then. And I can at least have the footage. Get her out of there. The belt quest line is abbreviated on your alt. So once you've got your belt in your main, your alt gets jumped right to the quest where they get the belt. So they have to do one overcharged delve to get it. But just one. It doesn't take very long at all. Very nervous because we're starting Mythic Galley and we need cutting edge. I think you'll have time. I think you'll have time for sure. And the power jump from this belt is going to be kind of nutty, especially if your whole raid team gets it. I think it's going to be huge. Yeah, I've heard that people are getting the Pirate Dragon mount already. I think today I might just do, after these two overcharged, just as many time walking as I can stomach, I suppose. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job of this. It's maybe a level 1 delve, but they still need me to do stuff for it. I think this one, they're going to have me fish on top of this pillar. Speaking of Mythic, did you see the Space Dragon? I'm not sure that I did. Space Dragon. Space Dragon.
Who speaks before me?
Makes me sad. Even if we get cutting edge, probably still won't get the Mythic mount unless we re-clear like 20 times. It must be from Mythic, or from, it must be the Dimensius mount, right? Oh, it's the Mythic mount next patch. Gotcha. Cool, cool. Wonder if it's the last season of War Within. I would expect there to be a season 4 again. Maybe they'll surprise me and they won't do one, but I would expect us to get like a victory lap season where they kind of bring back all the raids to rotate around one more time. That kind of thing. The KSM and the KSL mount's pretty nice. May try to save enough gold to buy a Mythic carry. Is it that sick? Is that it? I need to Google this. I'm sure it was a Wowhead headline or something. Oh, this one. This one, there was a trick to it. You have to watch which one does the same action, not just once, but like a couple times in a row. And that always threw me, because I would just watch for once and I would be very confused. Okay. I'm watching. Bran, you're not helping. Those three. Those three. Those three. I think it's this one. Also, I think Bran's killed them all without me. I have my UI hidden, like, trying to do the puzzle, and meanwhile Bran's just lighting him up. It's that sick. Like, I'm eyeing my 3 million gold hoard and debating. Did this for Fracted in the Awakened season. They charged substantially less because it was easier. Unbound Star Eater. Okay. Thank you. I will Unbound Star Eater. I mean, that is a metal name. Oh, I see. I see. Here, I'll, let me do this poll and then I'll put it on screen in case anybody hasn't seen it. It's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of like old-fashioned prestige mounts. Like you would see somebody on like a really flashy-looking dragon and you'd be like, oh man, they did something sick. This is the Wowhead data mining of the mount. These are their screenshots that they have. Not the finest resolution, but not bad. I don't think it's for me. It's got nice colors. It doesn't have enough definition. Like, I understand that it's like unbound and it's star eating and it's got armor on it. It doesn't need to have a lot of texture, but it looks really, and maybe it's early and it'll get more. It looks really lacking in texture to me. It looks kind of amorphous and blobby, which I think is probably the vibe. I think that's probably intended. I just don't think it's my bag. Reminds me of the old gladiator mounts. The new ethereal dirigible mount also looks great.
Nice to meet you. Goodbye now.
Oh, this one. This is like the only delve that you can't like wildly cheese for having it be on a lower difficulty. Woohoo. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it. Do love the ethereal dirigible. I was watching Mythic Raiders stream and they were like, I hate to say this, but that mount will sell. Thanks for the idea of buying WoW tokens for the X-Pack. Forgot that was possible. Bought them last night. Have 90 Blizzard balance. Nice! You're all set to go. I need to make some more gold to keep working on that. I've been doing it one token at a time, like every other month. I have $55 maybe, somewhere around there. 50-something dollars saved, but I'm gonna need like 150 because I'm gonna want the big edition and because I'm Canadian. It's like a funky little spaceship. Ethereal dirigible, let's see. Ethereal airship. No, not from Forge of Empires. Wow, head. First look at the... No, that's the original Delver's dirigible. I don't know, that's fine. I'll find out eventually, I'm sure. Does this mean that PTR is working? I downloaded it yesterday, but it was world server down still at the time. Galley one's way cooler. Kind of bored of dragons after Dragonflight. How are we doing on... we almost have enough shards for the next... We'll get another point after doing this delve. Am I lost? Yes, I'm lost. Okay, going back this way. Missed one.
You're looking a bit rough. Take a wee rest.
Sorry, Bill.
Charging. Move.
Thanks, Bill. Usually, Mythic mounts, I tend to worry about them like 3 to 4 expansions later whenever I get around to soloing them for other stuff. I have never... Sometimes I'll get like the regular raid mount if it drops naturally. Sometimes I'll get lucky and I'll get it. But I've never bought a carry or anything. I know Flabby bought a carry for the bird from whatever it was. I think it was Mythic Amirdrasil.
Whirlwind.
That was a pretty crazy mount. There we go. That one's done. I want to get... Oh, no, I need to do the treasure room because it's going to have shards. Hi, Hazel and Chat. Hello, Octopixie. Good morning. Glad to see you. Bird was a Mirdasil. Yeah, that's what I thought. And it had, like, the Druid form, too. Titan disc for Spark Burst. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to be getting the... the extra abilities for my belt. I forgot about that. I kind of just put the default one on and thought, well, job done. Which I think for most people it is. Wouldn't hurt to get the other ones, though. Buying that man, probably dropping the bucket for Flabby. Yeah, I don't remember what he spent on it. But to be fair, no one, not even me, knows how big Flabby's bucket may be. He doesn't keep it in one place either. Like he'll have it like across different characters or in like secret characters banks and stuff, so that like even if you are screen sharing with him and you see how much gold he has, that's not how much gold he has. It's really funny. It's like he's laundering it. We're gonna fly to the other Overcharged delve. Is it Spiral Weave? It's Skittering Breach. Okay. I'm not doing portals today. I can just go to Dawnbreaker. Or I'm not doing keys. I'm gonna need to keep an eye on my phone today. I don't think I'm getting a call this morning, but I could be. It's more likely to be this afternoon. But I need to answer it if I do get a call, so I don't want to do any mythic keys. I figure time walking's a little easier. I get why I feel like there are probably more carries than usual for the Farak Owl. I also gave you other things. Does he ever share money-making secrets? He'll tell you everything he's doing. It's just that normally my initial reaction is, ew, that sounds awful. He has a really high pain tolerance for things that sound really annoying when it comes to making WoW gold. And he has a lot of foresight as well. Like, he'll kind of have an eye in the pipeline of what's coming up and what's going to be valuable and what he could stockpile ahead of time to, like, flip when the values change, that kind of thing. But he'll just sit and post auctions for hours. He sells Transmog, and he has, I don't know how many Transmog auctions up, but like enough that it takes him like I know because he'll play Hearthstone Battlegrounds while posting auctions, and he'll have to play like he spends a lot of time just scrolling on TSM post and stuff. Misted, are you moving? I'm trying. I'm trying to move. I like my place very much, but I'm trying to buy a house. I've been renting. I've never owned anything in my whole life. And I want to. I've saved up some money, and I've got a mortgage approval or pre-approval. Actually, yeah, I've got a mortgage approval, and I'm trying to find a house to buy and buy it. It's hard and expensive and difficult and stressful, and I don't know whether or not we're going to actually succeed. But I'm giving it my all. So if everything goes nicely, then maybe sometime this summer I will be able to move into a new Hazelnutty headquarters. Hazel HQ, as it were. Oh, I need to go in this big portal. I'm like, how do I get in the Shadow Realm? Meanwhile, there's like a 9-foot purple portal. That's how. Congrats, all. Thank you. It may not work out. I may end up just spending a bunch of money on like inspections and stuff and then not finding anything suitable. So we'll see. Staying in the Victoria? Oh, I can't afford to stay in Victoria. If I was going to stay in Victoria, I would need to make myself very comfortable with some very sketchy areas. And also, it would be a mess. I can't afford anything good up here. Bobby5, thank you for the 32-month resub. Not been watching for a while. Congrats on getting married. Thank you very, very much. But I'm trying to stay within like a 3-hour drive so that I can still see my mother once in a while. No matter where I end up, it's still gonna be easier to visit than it was when I lived in Portland. So that'll be something. Light's mantle recovered. I've done. Hang on. I think I was supposed to do. Yep, I was supposed to pick up a thing. I've done all these delves. I have the Glory of the Delver achievement. I've done every delve story. So my excuses are thin here. There we go. Is a boat going to be required? I'm not gonna. I mean, first of all, I don't know, but when I do move, I'm gonna be the vaguest about where I've actually ended up, as vague as humanly possible. I'll still be on the island or on one of the islands. It's not likely, but it is possible I end up on a Gulf Island. But yeah, I'm gonna be real cagey about it because it's not important for people to know, and it's important for me that people don't know. I mean, I guess depending on where you are, a boat's already required to get to my home. I'm already on an island. Coffee good. I really thought I was going to do this a little bit faster. We are on a level 1. Yeah, we're doing fine. I just need to pay a little bit, tiny fragment of attention here.
Watch your step.
I went fishing on Tuesday this week, and there was like a lot of mosquitoes by the water, just like big mosquitoes. And they were all over us, and I was like, well, it's okay, because I wore like long socks, I had long pants, I had long sleeves, I was pretty well covered, and I thought I was safe. And yesterday I realized they tagged me once on my hand right up by my knuckle, which is, what are you gonna do? I wasn't wearing gloves. But then I realized today that those bugs bit me through my socks. I'm so offended. I didn't know that they could do that. I thought I was safe. They were big, thick sports socks. They were pulled all the way up, and I did slap a couple of mosquitoes off of them, but I thought, haha, you fools. I am clothed. You cannot touch me. I was wrong. They got me. They got me real good, too. I've got a couple of bites on my ankles where they got me through my socks. And I'm so mad. Partly because it's itchy and I'm cranky about it, but mostly just because I really thought I had solved that problem. I thought I was so clever with my pulled up sockies, and then they had the last laugh. They injected me with their mosquito anticoagulant spit, and now I'm all itchy. That's my story. I haven't had a lot of mosquitoes this year. Got eaten alive last year. There's not a ton of them around the city. You'll get, if you're out at dusk, you'll get a few of them, but it's not, like when I grew up kind of more in the woods, there was a lot more of them. Gonna have to come up with something. I better just get very zen about it. I tried to tell myself that it was a lady mosquito, which is true. It's the female mosquitoes that bite you, and that she was just providing for her lady mosquito family. But I just don't have it in me to feel sympathy. I almost do. I am almost that squishy about animals to be like, oh, at least she had a nice drink, but I'm not quite there. That is my blood. It's mine. I grew it. I fed it with water and, I don't know, electrolytes or something. Oh, don't drop over there. Are you from Tarnassus? Looking perfect. Aw, it's a very sweet thing to say. Is it because they have cats there? I'm like trying to get the pun. Anyway, I feel like after day 3, they shouldn't be so itchy anymore. So, like, yesterday was day 1, today is day 2. I think after tomorrow, I'll be alright. I'm sure you could wear different socks that would protect better. But you also kind of want to be comfortable, and we were out there for a while. You liked cats, so kind of had fun with the wording. Thank you. I was really tired when I woke up this morning, and Kitty was on the bed sleeping and kind of purring. It's very cute. But I was like tired enough, and I had my earplugs sort of half in because I sleep with earplugs in. And I thought that it was a coffee maker. I was like, oh, someone started coffee, because it was kind of like, it sounded like the pattern of a coffee maker burbling, but it was just my kitty. She was just happy. Hi, Scarlett. How you doing? Feel like I'm melting? Is it hot, or do you mean like emotionally? Because both are fine. I mean, both suck, but it's cooled down a little bit here. It was kind of nice yesterday in the afternoon. There we go. So that gives me Overcharged Delver, which is what I wanted for my redeployment device, I think they call it. Pretty excited about that. Did it just get added to my yeah, redeployment module? Hopefully just added to my collection, because it's a really cool Hearthstone. I think it's a really cool Hearthstone. And you get a bunch of Titan Dischards. There's the critical chain just in case we need it. Currently 30 degrees. I don't know in Fahrenheit. That's fine. I use Celsius. 30 degrees is hot. It's toasty. Approaching 90 Fahrenheit, I think. High 80s to 90. I usually, for going Celsius to Fahrenheit, I double the number and then add 30. I think that's approximately right. It doesn't get you exact, but it gets pretty close. Also very hot where I am. So we want to be at the entrance because I wanted to go look at the little, I wanted to spend the points because I got, oh, I don't have enough actually. I thought I was going to have another 100. Get another point. Oh well. Let's just hearth out of there. Same X2 and then 30 trick 2. Yeah, it's the only hope in hell I have of figuring it even remotely out. I lived in the States for 7 years and I still hate Fahrenheit. I kind of, maybe after 3 or 4 years, I kind of got the hang of like, okay, 70s is normal, 60s is cool, 50s is chilly, 40s is cold. And then on the other end, 80s is hot, 90s is really hot, 100s is get me out of here hot, 110 is regret about the planet. Problems that I don't necessarily like under my... On travel to Florida, 35 Celsius, not used to this. Is it super humid? The one time that I remember going to Florida in my life, muggy, humid. Uh-oh, I don't want to sneeze. And I won't.
I can feel it.
Still might. Florida, yeah, it's off. 110 Perth. Oh, hot. Denver area expected to break high temperature records tomorrow. Oh, stay cool out there. Stay hydrated. Okay, lovely. I got my Hearthstone toy. Happy about that. I am ready, I think, to start time walking. I'm probably gonna take a sec here. Really briefly before I get going. Let's pick a character as well. I could just use a druid. I could just heal in a druid. Or I could heal on Krabby. Or I've got no end of druids that I could use if I wanted to heal. Or there's that. Remember that? Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Puppy's just snoozing out there. I think we're going to do a druid. I think we're going to pick a druid. Oh my goodness, I have lots of them. There's 1 druid, 2 druids, 3 druids, 4 druids. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo druids. Not Barnacles. He's busy. I don't know about that one. She's cute, but like... Maybe this one? Sandalari Troll? Is that fun? It's kind of fun. I've seen Americans argue that Celsius is for water and they're not water, Fahrenheit being for humans. Meaning 0 is very cold and 100 is very hot. That's a strange argument. Also, it's funny to base an argument on being not water when you are a fairly large percentage water. Yeah, I don't know about Petal Bloom. I know she's got the name for it. Okie dokie. Are you Resto? You're nothing right now. You're standing out here back where we were farming Transmog. Let's be Resto. I know she's 50 and not 70. I'm assuming she can still do time walking. It would seem reasonable. Oh man, I gotta do her bars from scratch. Here, let's just rip all this stuff off here. I think this will be fun. Oh, you know what? She's got a Hazel name though. Why does she have a Hazel name? What did I bring this character back for? Maybe I will do Petal Bloom. I don't want to be Hazel. I'm Hazel. I'm already Hazel. I want to be something else. Why is she all the way down here? This used to be my PvP character, but she could be redeemed. Zero on either scale is not very cold. Negative 30 is cold. I don't know. If it's 0 Celsius outside, I'm complaining. You can call me a baby and you would be right, but I'm still complaining. Chilly. If I go out there in wet hair, it's gonna freeze and make my hair all damaged. Morning, how it goes? Good morning, Chris. Going pretty good. I'm picking out a character to use for time walking, and I felt like I wanted to just run a ton of them and see if we can maybe cheese it and just get them out. But also just kind of, it might be fun to just do a bit of time walking. Let me get a spec. I think I'm just going to rip a Wowhead spec and then hope that it has enough stuff here. Wowhead, Resto, Druid. Resto, Druid guy. Talent builds. Because we're only level 70, but it'll be something. We want Mythic Plus. Rejuve, Wildstalker. I don't know a thing about Druid hero talents. I don't think I've played a Druid all expansion. Dungeon healing, we'll call it. Yeah. Okay, so what's going on here? We've got Heart of the Wild, we've got Nature's Vigil. That's a few different cooldowns. We've got Soothe. Her bars are really set up for PvP originally. That's why you've got like a trinket on her bar and you've got target macros on her bar. And I'm retired from that life. I'm putting kitty. Oh, hang on. I know I just got up. Sorry. One sec. Okay, I think easiest thing to do here is to rip everything off her bar and start over. Or at least rip most things off of her bar. Those are fine. Those are fine. Those are fine. Those are fine. That one can go. That one can go. That one can stay. Some of these things might even be... That one can go over there. Actually, that one's going to be... I'm sure we're going to have a better res, right? Like a AoE res? Yeah, that's the AoE res. There's old food and stuff. You only need one button now! I don't know how it would even work for whatchamacallit, healing. I feel like it would be weird. Your self-healing heals your bonded ally. Your healing to your bonded ally heals you. Okay, so we're gonna need to symbiosis somebody. Alright, so there's no Sin Ward. I can kick that. Is there overgrowth? I have a very outdated toolkit. Alright, so I think we can get rid of that one too. I don't need Charm, Woodland Creature, or Flab. Rebirth might come in handy. Do I still have Convoke? I do have Convoke. Put that over there so I remember to use it. Skull Bash. Interesting. Okay. Trant Farm, that's just for fun. I think I have like the basics. So my Druid buttons are pretty limited here. There's Ironbark. Yeah, okay. Why is the Twitch smiley face so rubbish? You don't like it? It's a little robot. I'm not sure. Oh, I am a tree. Okay. I'm not sure I like it either. Alright. Time walking dungeon. Battle for Azeroth. Healer queue me up. Let's go. Does the Holy Chastise, Holy Fire Smite rotation kind of neat? Yeah, I don't mind that. Doesn't look especially happy. I feel like the Twitch smiley face, to me, looks very smug. Which is kind of funny, because I think that's just me projecting. I think that I am maladjustedly reading smugness into the Twitch smiley. Druid Bar's worst part of playing Druid, right? I have Grove Guardians. Is that a thing? Will that button work? Not yet. No, okay. Oh man, what is she wearing? She's in like her rave outfit. Oh, we're healing in it. We're going. Had ads. How? I'm offended by that. I checked recently and had ads disabled for subs. I'm mad at Twitch for doing that too. Okay, so I'm assuming that I don't need to mash Life Bloom to multicast it. Oh, I should probably symbiosis my tank, if I had to guess. And I think I have Global No Silver on, so that's all fine. Just resubbed. Maybe it's confused. Okay. Flourish extends the duration of my hots and increases the rates. That's kind of like a nice cooldown there. It's on a 1 minute cooldown. I can have a little tree help. That's nice. I think the real exciting part of this is going to be when I can transmog. I'll probably, next time I'm going to look at getting some, cleaning up my DPS buttons. I can see them here. Here, I'm going to put Smite over there. Or not Smite. Druid Smite. Wrath.
Water below, you barnacle bottom swine!
Oh, here we go. Do I not have Swiftmend anymore? I see the button on my bar, but I don't know if it's gonna do anything. It ain't lighting up. Oh no, it still works. Okay, we're fine. Oh, and I do have germination. Okay. This is what I get for not reading my talents. Let's convoke.
Water below, you barnacle
That's fine.
bottom swine.
For some reason, being back in Freehold feels utterly natural. Like this is where we've always been meant to be. Throw Moonfire and everything, call it good. ATD did not have the new Mog from this listed. Don't have a ton of comfy keyboard keybinds. I have a limited amount of rotational ones. I usually end up with DPS buttons on Z and X. But right now I have that for Flourish and Nature's Vigil. If I make room for those on my cooldown bars, I can probably do some good. We're time walking, we have room here. Let's bump this to here, this to here, this to here, and this to, I don't know, there. I also think I need to turn on big debuffs because that was a very small debuff. And now we have room for Moonfire and Wrath. And that can basically mimic my cooldowns for Holy, Fire, and Smite. Yeah, that'll do. You were the fish t-shirt girl! Yeah! That's me! I don't know why I'm so, oopsies, so happy that someone thinks of me as fish t-shirt girl. I was very committed to my fish t-shirts. It's nice to have a legacy. I'll have to look at my macros. Some of these might be weird, funky macros. It's working fine for now, but I don't want to accidentally moonfire something by mousing over it. Spam. Yeah, Holy Fire does have a little bit of a cooldown unless you've... Sometimes you can reduce the cooldown, like you can do a couple in a row. Some kind of a talent or another, I don't know. Some priest thing that I have. Wonder why Blizzard chose Freehold as a default dungeon. I think it's a great dungeon. I think they milk it because it's good and they know it. I should stealth if I don't want to be seen. I like having the option to stealth for stuff like this. Not that you can't do it without it. You certainly can. But it just makes me feel better to know that I'm not going to be the person that is accidentally... Oh, I have efflorescence. There we go. Yeah, I'm good. I can druid well enough for this. You can always just spam something mindlessly. I'm gonna have to come up with a good transmog. Do I want something funny? Do I want something druidy? I could put her in a costume. I'm sure I have lots of lovely druid robes. Captain Eudora is a hero in she's a hero in Hearthstone, and you can dig for 1 gold in Hearthstone Battlegrounds, then you get a golden minion after like 4 digs or something like that. I don't love playing her because she doesn't have very much armor and because I always get the worst goldens, but she is fun. I wonder how good the experience is going to be from this. I'm primarily doing time walking to just do like the event basically. Work on the mount, maybe choose the mount if it's available to choose today still. And also getting time warp badges will be great. I'm gonna need lots of them, lots and lots of them. To get all kinds of new mounts and stuff. That seems like a perfectly fine thing to set up. I used to have Sunfire. I don't see it on my bar. And I thought I looked through just to make sure I wasn't missing anything from my bars. I wonder if I got rid of it. Y'all excited for midnight housing? I know I am. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I think I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but it feels like it's gonna be my new thing. It feels like I'm gonna get really into it for at least a while. Good dungeon, got some of the best BFA vibes in Pirates. The voice acting for Ring of Booty is like some of my favorite voice acting in the game. It's so quotable. What? It's a greased up pig? Yeah, well, catch the pig and you win. What do I care? You gonna create content on housing? It sounds like something that could happen.
Place your bets. We got a new set of competitors. Take it away, Gerthok and Woden.
What's my title right now? Isles Archivist. Why is that my title? Oh, I could be a junk maestro. I have so many titles now that I don't even know where they came from. Like, they've given us a lot of titles recently, or we got a bunch of them from the anniversary event as well that I don't remember getting.
Gather round for a show of unbridled ferocity. Coming to you from parts unknown. The mysterious.
Talent Queen's always good.
Dangerous. The slightly
Especially for Druid.
The band of smelly buccaneers.
And it's me, I'm a smelly buccaneer.
Entering the ring, we have the
Gonna be addicted to one button
amazing,
gameplay because I'm old and bad at the game.
The magnificent. The what the really?
Finally, gamer dads can play
I'm
again.
beginning to think this is not a professional setup. Oh well, grab the pig and you win.
Could see this becoming a housing hub, folks sharing, showing off house bills. We'll have to do a Discord channel for sure. Got it. Interact key is biz for this. I'll have to check out her Druid forms. I know she has cool ones.
They caught a pig. Maybe we should move on to a more threatening challenge. From the sewers of
Look at that.
comes a tortoise
They caught a pig.
who makes it his duty to
Hazel.
turtle
Hi,
at
Scarlet.
you. He is
How
the
you doing?
dynamo of defense.
What does that travel from come from?
Sergeant of shell
Gotta be Emerald Dream. Gotta be Emerald Dream from
Ludwig.
whatchamacallit. Dragonflight. Woohoo. They added a lot of Druid forms in that patch. I definitely didn't get all of them, but I got a handful.
Ludwig goes down. What a fight! These smelly buccaneers are resilient, and they better be, because their next
Assisted highlights finally making me pick up my ults.
epitome of brutality. A champion that sleeps with the fishes. Literally, the Freehold fanatic, the master of the jagged.
I could be working on my transmog now. I love that they have pyrotechnics here for this.
Predator, Trothak the Shark Puncher.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much variation there ends up being in people's houses overall. It seems like it's going to be pretty good. I want Frank's bird. Does it even drop from Frank? I think so. Time warp badges. Oh man, her keybinds are funny. She doesn't have like a character pane on C because I had to disable some of that stuff. I'll have to redo her keybinds a bit. I wanted to check on her currency just to make her hold all my time warp badges. Do it after this, I suppose. Mount does, form doesn't? Is it from, what's his face? Fandrel? Tindril? Tindril, Taylor Swift? Anyone else hear static? Notice my cell phone charge cable touching my speaker. That'll do it. But please let me know if you ever do hear static on stream, because I know that my I'm using a mic cable that it's seen some stuff. Every now and then it needs a good unplug and a replug. I'm just too cheap to do anything about it right now. I managed to get my lights troubleshot. That's nice. We're not in the dark today. It took a shocking amount of time. Every now and then the keylights just decide they're going to be really rude and not want to get back on the network. But we got it sorted out. Nothing like turning things on and back on, off and back on intermittently in various combinations until they finally decide to behave. I would get it if power cycling things once fixed it. But sometimes you're fixing stuff like that and you just have to power cycle the different components like 2 to 4 times each. And then it's like, oh yeah, you know what? I will work. You're right. I just needed something. Thought the low lighting pretty fun. Yeah, at least whenever the lights don't work, the purple LEDs are still on, so we're still like vibing. It's just not very well lit. Sometimes I like turning these ones off just so I get less glare on my screen if I'm doing anything really challenging. Look, one button rotation. No GCD cooldown at all. It's just rad. Here we go. Nice. I think I leveled. Into Borealis. Let's go take a look at I want to go to Borealis. I want to take a look at the stuff they put on the vendor. I haven't actually seen it yet. Also, she needs a new transmog. This is a fine outfit, but it's not what I'm wearing. What else do I have saved? That's for PvP. That was for PvP. That's the squeezer set. That's just like a very, very stripped down. Ooh, that one's nice. I think I'll do a different belt, though, that doesn't have the big tassel on it. Although it is a little bit revealing without the huge tassel on it. Is that the stuff that I like with it? I think so. I think it looks nice. It's not technically part of the set, but goes well enough.
Beware of Yeti.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna, while I'm in Borealis, I'm gonna go to the barber shop and check out my Druid forms. Quite the outfit without the belt. Oh, hi, kitty cat. You wanna come up here? She almost walked out the door this morning. I was getting Moose in the door, and she heard me, and she just started going just right towards the open space. It's like, hold up, kitty cat. Wait. She's not a bolter, but she would be in big trouble if we lost her outside. Hi, how you doing? Had a good spot? Had a good spot? I got it. I got it. Yeah. You know you got it when they start to pick up their foot a little bit. Hi. Borealis. Right here. Kitty. You gonna see Miss Kira? She's doing good. She's doing real good. She's been really funny because I was talking yesterday about how I set up the auto feeder for Moose, and it used to be her auto feeder, but now she has a cute little pink ceramic bowl that's like wide set, so there's no whisker stress. And she likes her bowl, but she's still like, hey, that used to be my feeder. Why is he eating out of it? Stop him. And she'll go up to his food to be like, listen, this is for me. And then Moose gets all like confused, like, is it for her? Am I allowed to have it? I don't know. So he's like hunger striking. So I've had to kind of shoo her away from his food a few times and like hand feed him out of it to show him that it's okay for him to eat the food out of the new bowl. She's just funny.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2
Goodie bag.
centuries old.
Some badges. I want key bindings. Interface panel. Character pane on C. Achievement pane on Y. Get those back. Any leftovers? Okay, so I have a grand total right now of 5,322 time walking badges. I could get them out.
Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
No, I haven't looked at this yet. I'm excited to see it. So they have a moonlit night saber, very pretty. Big fan. There's also an ivory savage mane. We've got an ensemble. Smuggler's attire with coats. Love that. There's also some Zocalo merchant wear. There's a helmet. Time Lost Tempest collar. There's a dagger. Fang of Sethralis. Fang of the Dark Prophets. Blood Witch's Hex Cane. Oh yeah, there's great stuff out here. I want lots of it. Timely Busby. That's a mount I already have. That was from what's his face? The event last time. Deathwing Legion. Oh, Kitty, you're so sweet. You're such a cutie girl. Ah! Pet. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Alright. I want this mount. I'm gonna start with this. That's happening.
If you find anything exotic, bring it.
Moonlit Lightsaber, thank you. Oh, that's cool. Look at the animation when you summon it. There. That's nice. I like that a lot. I'm happy. Check marks for things I have is called Can I Mog It? Why make a new character? If you wanted to level another one? I didn't though. I've had this character for a long time. This character is ancient. I've just never leveled her. Saw the shell wing and immediately thought Karakta. Is it a pet or is there a shell wing mount on the vendor? Shell wing wouldn't be in a BFA vendor, would it? Thoughts on buying all the Mog that sells in your server for under 100 gold. I'm pretty sure I have anything that's under 100 gold that is,
Have anything ancient to trade?
that I haven't collected anyway. If I go uncollected only.
2 centuries old.
Sort by price. I'll buy those ones. No, can't do it. I'm broke. So happy. Oh, not happy with time walking. They gave me a hero belt. I already had 2, and you got the new delve belt. Yeah, belts are like a total dead slot right now. It's a real bummer. It's like when they used to give you
Welcome to the tomb of the first
they used to give you like
king.
weapons from time walking, but it was during Legion. So you had an artifact weapon. It was totally unusable. Or like next during BFA.
Binding the ancient spirits to the
King's Rest. Ooh, maybe we'll get a mount? Maybe? Could be. Haven't seen this in a long time. That's a frontal. Remember that? That used to get me into trouble. I don't know if the mount is mythic only. Yeah, maybe if it is, then it wouldn't drop. So maybe I would be not lucky in that way. Oh, I was just talking about it too. I don't remember what difficulties it was from originally.
This temple is under Gahoon's power.
Curiosities and Delves have the Titan fragments, have a reason to pick them up again. They do, but they have like 2 or 3, right? I was picking them up on PTR, but then I got to live and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I care. You can get like 70 for just smoking through a level 1 delve. People have already finished their research trees. You just find the fastest one to smoke through and you just do it repeatedly. Today's probably not great. I feel like today's stories for the Overcharged delves weren't that fast. Yesterday would have been better. But there'll be new ones up every day. I don't want to spend a PvP talent. I think they'll stop bothering me to do that if I get out of war mode. I just need to remember to turn it off. Doing them on 11s. Oh, for Gilded Crest. I see. How's that going? Did see people with a mount already. I kind of want to grind it out this week, but there's so many other things that I also want to do this week that I don't think I'm going to have time. How comparable is 1 button DPS? It should be somewhere in the average of about a 20% DPS loss, varying pretty wildly depending on your spec and how well you were playing before. 10 gilded instead of 7 for the first 3 11s. I could see doing the harder ones for crests on like an alt, like Anthus, once I have the research tree capped out so that in Overcharged delves, he's like super strong. That I could see, but then I would have to do 11s. I feel like I'd rather just suffer through keys. Select the top PvP tail, then it stops annoying you. Oh, but then it would stop annoying you. You gotta weigh your options here. Some people with the new Chrono Corsair mount. Yeah, supposedly it's a bit bugged right now, and was yesterday as well, where if you just do a ton of time walking dungeons, you just keep going, it can just give you the mount. It's if it's an exploit, it's not much of one because it's not really strange behavior or anything. It's just do a bunch of time walking. Swear the last Turbulent Timeways was bugged in the same way. There was something about it last time that needed that people were able to cheese it. They seem to have a hard time getting that right. I see. Yeah, I'm not above trying it today. I don't think if I can do enough within the next 2 hours to get it. I don't know if I will. I'm just kind of healer queuing, so the speed will be variable here, but I wouldn't be mad if we got them out, because that would be one less thing to worry about, but also if we don't get them out, that's fine too. Oh, I never did my symbiosis. I've got a 2-hour buff, 5% experience. Oh yeah, and she's level 71, that's right. It'll be cool if I get her to 80. It would be another 80 to do collecting and stuff on. It is a new mount, Chrono Corsair. Let me see. Oh, literally called Chrono Corsair. Looks like that. It's got an eye patch. It's like the mount from Tazavesh, or the boss from Tazavesh. Oh, I forgot to check out my Druid forms. I'll have to do that next. I think you can still get Shadowlands Renown. I don't see any reason why not. Gotta love DPS queues. Some DPS didn't accept earlier, sitting at 5-minute average wait, but I've been waiting for 15. Yeah.
Thousands of years ago.
It's all about the healer and tank queues for this kind of thing. Although you could probably make up the time if you did enough damage to just blow through the dungeon.
To dispose of the diseased bodies. I'm sure it will have no problem.
Looks so bad. Thank you for the 27-month resub. Glad to have you here. Hope your day's going well. We're gonna have a lot to talk about on Saturday news because of this patch announcement. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. That mount does not come off of a vendor. It's supposed to be the new kind of Turbulent Timeways mount, so for getting your buff fully stacked up by doing a bunch of time walking every week for X amount of weeks out of the event. It's usually 4 out of 6 or something like that. But it's supposedly a bit bugged right now, where if you just keep doing time walking dungeons this week, you'll get it, theoretically. There is an achievement. Oh, we're fighting a boss. That's what's going on here. 2 more in this newly leveled ult for the weekly, and if I don't have them out by then, I'll just do it on my 683 main. Good luck to you. Thank you, Icy Lemons. I feel pretty lucky. I have a nice kitty cat right here. Plus, I'm also earning time warped badges, which I'm gonna need a ton of them to get various items off the BFA time walking vendor. I kind of want some of those outfits too, but I want the mounts. I don't usually grind time walking, but maybe that's about to change. I did it! I used my interrupt! I didn't think I was going to remember what button it was on, especially because it didn't, it was hidden on my bar because it was on a nested bar. Haha, I used my skull dash. I'm not used to having an interrupt on a healer. I kind of like it. Oh, we're really going, huh? Thought I had a lot of time more badges, but I just blew it all in the BFA stuff. Whoa. Oh, I need to get... Okay, so I need to get my Druid forms changed. And I need to get big debuffs turned on. I like big debuffs a lot. Going on each ult for 200 badges? Nice, yeah. That's smart. I feel like any of my characters that can heal, I could pretty easily set up. Where did this person die? Oh no! I almost got the B-res off. Not quite. Wasted a bunch of badges gambling, trying to get the diamond-tipped cane right before they started adding things. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll get him back.
Please bury me far from these imbeciles.
You all as worthless in death as you was in life. I'm gonna head. Here comes the pain.
I don't really know this mechanic. I'm a little scared. I'm gonna bark skin. No, it's fine.
Blood and bone.
Whenever you see something like that that has such a long charge up time, you're like, I should probably intercept this with something, but I don't know what.
Here comes the pain. Ah, my rage be undying.
This fight
Oh, we're not done yet.
requires skill, something you are
This one I'm not in a hurry to see again in Mythic Plus. I know there's a mount from here, so you'd think I would want it back, because I need the King's Rest mount. I think I just don't understand this fight well enough. I suppose I could learn it. I'm curious to see how fun the new dungeon might be.
time to get the axe.
Ha, I like that.
The losing a head. My head
I remember the swirling axes being kind of annoying.
a fine trophy.
Get my poor friend up here. Mount farm one on this one is slow. Yeah, new dungeons. Oh, someone told me and I forgot. I need to look into that because I want to test it. See if I can get some people together for it.
Prophet of lies.
It's only 3
spent
bosses.
My life resisting your master, only for you to bind me to his will and death. These intruders will die, but I need not listen to your prattling while I make it so.
I was kind of confused during the announcement about whether or not the new dungeon is going to be part of Season 3 of Mythic Plus. Because they were like, oh man, when it first comes out, it'll be available right away on all these difficulties and Mythic 0. Which kind of implied that it wasn't going to be a key, but then it was part of the listed dungeon pool. So, I don't know. I think it is going to be a key. It's just, it was confusing the way they said it. Timeline-wise dungeon after the raid. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that as well. Don't like the Season 3 dungeons. I've heard a few people say that. People are not excited for some of them. I'm quite happy about Tazavesh, both sides of Tazavesh and Halls of Atonement. I'm not thrilled with Dawnbreaker. It's okay. Maybe I'll make some peace with it. And then I don't really feel ready to do Floodgate and Priory again, but it's what it is. I'm excited for Halls of Atonement. Oh, really? But he does the totem thing. He puts his totems in. He throws his totems out. He splats the players and their blood is all about. It's so funny. It's such a violent way to die. Hearing people excited for Season 3 dungeons.
Time to bleed.
Halls of Atonement over the Argus ones. Oh, you thought they would get the Argus dungeon instead. Oh, I know which one you mean. I know which one you mean. I am actually, now that you mentioned, a little surprised it hasn't come up yet. I feel like we'll see it at midnight.
You have freed me from a
Wow, a lot of experience.
But Zul is merely a
And well,
puppet in a
Transmog.
larger
Nice.
plan. Even now his master gathers power.
Would
Zul
take the
will
other
not
side back
rest
over Halls of
until all
Atonement.
the world
Oh no, we're never going to agree on that one. Seed of the Triumvirate. Yes, that's what its name was. That's right. Don't mind me just popping over to the barbershop if I can remember where it is. It's over on the side somewhere. I think I went too far. You go around the corner. And you go down the hill. No, I've gone too far. I swear there's a barber shop. I swear. Excuse me? Hello? Can you mark it on my map? We had it. Hang on. What did she say? We had a barber, but then he disappeared. A gnome moved into his old place. Okay, you can go to Terry Lockfield at Hook Point. Did they mark it on my map? They did. Okay, no, it's right here. That's just weird barber lore. Surprised we aren't being forced back to Shrine of those Storms. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. I think this has been the normal barber. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with her look. Sometimes I do a different hairstyle or like a different face markings. Especially for PvP versus PvE. But I think I'm happy with it. Oh, her bear form's cute. She's got a white Umbra Claw. Wow, we've earned so many of these over the years. Artifact forms and Stone Pond. That thing. Rune Bear. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Yowl Bear is adorable. Love that. She's got a default cat form on right now. Ashemanes. Ashemanes were too saber-toothy. Like, I know it's gonna have big teeth, but they were a bit much. Oh, she's got Druid of the Flame, too. I feel like a white moon spirit. I want a Dream Saber. I never got one. That's a whole thing. That's fine. Happy with the moth. I also have Lunar Wing. There's an owl. There's the bat. The raven's kind of sick. Celestine of the Harvest. Nightwing Raven. Duskwing Raven. Mark of the Duskwing Raven. I mean, the moth is really pretty, but I kind of want a raven. I love the orca. Yeah, it's a Dream Talon. We've also got the deer. The doe always looked a little bit funny to me. Like, it's got a lot of skull. Okay. I wonder if I could just buy the raven. Yeah.
Have anything
Mark.
ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Yeah, Duskwing Raven, 1,400 gold. Don't mind me being really, really broke.
Exotic,
Here, we'll just put down a war bank and I'll just... I don't know, 3K. I just really like ravens. Just in real life, they're really cool.
have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Yeah, we'll get that.
If you find anything exotic,
I don't know why I'm looking for a mailbox, like I don't have the mailbox mount. And then there was something else that I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I wanted to turn off war mode, that's right. Duskwing Raven, yeah. I mean, the Nightwing Raven's a prettier color, but we'll worry about that later. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Let's turn war mode off. And we queue back up. Lovely. Sometimes you can be a bird.
Your timing couldn't be better.
And you
Mythic is
can
fading fast.
land on something and you slash sit and your bird will perch. And it's really fun to find the best spots that your bird can kind of perch on. It's a bit tricky, especially with skywriting turned on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we're gaming. Satisfied? Just looking around. We saw an owl yesterday in real life. We were walking the dog. There's one park that's like really notorious for having owls, barred owls there. And we were walking by it and we saw one and we just stood there and watched it for a while. It was really magical. They're pretty big. Just looking around. I think barred owls are invasive here, but it doesn't know that. It's not its fault. It's not, doesn't have any owl guilt. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Aye, this is the place. I can feel the power of these relics deep in me bones.
Deep in the bones.
We're not the only ones.
This tank is named Fart Ant.
You are too late, outsiders. The temple belongs to my master now.
I'm terrible at this boss. I always have been.
Zul will awaken.
Because we did this one not that long ago.
Then the troll empire will rise again.
I'm always running over bones when I'm kiting, or I'm like failing to kite,
Ya vile creature.
or I'm like failing to get out of line of sight properly. Whoa. It's not gonna work. Really liked this dungeon. The rest of it I can mess with. The rest of it I'm alright at. This boss I'm just chaos on. I'm just not good at it. I'm always getting into trouble. That's okay. Warlock's not even here. I'm in less trouble than that. Looks like someone's doing good damage. Redoing these BFA dungeons made me remember that I'm bad at them. Feel you? The worst thing is about this one, I know exactly what he does, and I know what you're supposed to do to manage it, and I have like 2 hands and 10 fingers, so I should be able to do it. I'm just allergic to it. Every now and then there's a fight that just bests me for a while. I have no excuses at all. I'm getting just about a level per time walking dungeon. That's pretty good. Happy with that. Oh, I forgot to turn on big debuffs. I'm remembering to do one thing between keys every time. There you go. Sure. I don't know what my Wild Stalker talents are supposed to be, but that's fine. How do you get a tank that's doing a good route? Ah! Listen, I've always believed in Fart Hand. I've never doubted them for a second. Aw, the Warlock has a Crimson Whelpling out. Oh, it's a Ghostly Whelpling. I thought it was a Crimson one. Why don't I have a pet out? Who am I? I'm very Kaldorei right now. What would be an appropriate pet? Like an owl? Especially for a druid. Gotta have like a nice little owl here somewhere. Summon a Darkshore Sentinel just for a second. So I can check on my tank's health. Oh, that one's a ghost. I wonder how this boss will go. I'll try to help out on the totems.
I tear you apart.
Wow, people are experts. Look at this. This is great. They're gonna nail it. Nice.
Die with me.
Open a time walking chest. Got the exact trinket that I spent dinars on. Now you have 2. One for home and one for work. One for vacation and one for not vacation. Left hand, right hand.
Master, gonna build me again.
No, they're not even guildies. 2 of them are from the same server, but they're not from the same guild. I was wondering if it was a part pre-made. Just great people in the group finder.
I can rebuild him.
Don't know if you know. You can do Master the Timeways in one go. Had the achievement mount pop up after I finished the quest with my 4th alt. Yeah, I've heard that doing a bunch of it is working right now. I've heard of people getting it on one character and people getting it after doing it on a bunch of characters. Actually, have I heard of people getting it on one character, or am I just like imagining that? Doing 10 or so dungeons in total. Is it 4 weeks? Master of the Turbulent Timeways. Gain it for 5 weeks during the Turbulent Timeways 3 event. $15 dungeons? Yeah, something like that. It won't be the end of the world if we do it the old-fashioned way. That would get me to do time walking across more weeks and get more of that initial bag of 500. Especially if I am able to hold the buff on this character in between weeks. Could do less dungeons overall. Yeah, it seems like something they're unlikely to action. If anything, they'll just hotfix it at some point. If it was... Usually with stuff like that, if it's some really unusual gameplay that you need to engage in to get the thing, then they're more likely to view it as an exploit, but... The thing that people are doing to get them out is basically standard gameplay. Just a lot of it.
Power flows through me. Corruption be purified.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see. Oh, oops. didn't think about it. If I did, you need to use 5 characters. Or 4 characters or whatever. I guess I would just go through... I would do a Restive Shaman. I'd probably do a Mistweaver Monk. Just to kind of have fun healing on different specs. Restive Shaman, Mistweaver Monk. Maybe Prevoker. I could play Mawwalker, Molly Wobbles, the Mechano, Mistweaver Monk.
You have only succeeded in strengthening my hold on the temple. Impressive. You made it farther than I thought.
I'm actually enjoying time walking just fine this time around. I wonder why. Maybe I missed BFA dungeons and it's fun to time walk in them, or maybe I'm just like the idea of doing just healing these randomly. What if having rotation assist in one button up is helping people perform better on their ults? Could be.
The Tsar will awaken soon, but you will not live to see it. I will tear your soul apart.
Do it. Do it. Do the thing. Do it. Do the thing. She's not gonna do the thing. I wanted to kick a racking pain. Oh, I got some shoulder mog. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna remember to turn on big debuffs, because that's a really good one. I'm also gonna update my add-ons real quick. Turn it on for everybody, actually. I don't believe that a large percentage of people are far enough off good damage for the rotation assist to matter. I feel like that's almost you paying a compliment to the wider WoW community. If you squint and tilt your head, that's you saying something nice. I'm going back into another time walking dungeon. Not a bad way to get ults to 70, actually. I don't I'm at 1 button, but I'm sure that I have alts that would do better, that would perform better with rotation assist on, and with following rotation assist recommendations. My arcane mage comes to mind. How are our badges doing? 472. Not like a wild amount of badges. Oh, 1 button. Rotation assist does seem useful. Yeah. Oh, I got some stuff I can vendor here for some appearances. Not collected. Not collected from that item.
Greetings, sir and or ma'am.
I may need to keep an eye out at some point for upgrades. Getting kind of close. Because heirlooms don't scale this far. Druidic dream salad. Druidic dream salad. Getting rid of the stream search coalescence. I don't want it. Oh, she's got a few things from having run, what's it called?
Not everything in the ocean is as good-looking or nice-mannered as I am.
Strath Skullmots.
If you find anything exotic, bring it.
I wonder if it's worth finishing this quest on alts. Probably. Even if she's not like fully leveled, it'll be something. Might get a piece of mog or something. Although maybe that's the mog that I farmed from the other event. Could be. Anyway. This seems painless enough. It's a lot cozier than healing pug keys, that's for sure. I have a friend that just started playing. Tried it 1 button. Did not like it. An interesting data point for me. I think it's nice that there's people that just started playing the game now. A little fresh blood in the scene. It's good. Gotta be doing something right. This Q is not wanting to pop. There we go. Oh yeah. Upon 4 applications, transforms to mastery, increasing the effect to 30%. XP from monsters and quests. Ooh, is this Maw Souls? No, that's, that's Legion. I'm stupid. This is Shrine of the Storm. I saw a boat and I got excited. Oh, Shrine of the Storm. I haven't seen this in a bajillion years. Let's get our symbiosis up here.
Some dark presence watches us even now.
Bit of difference between those two. Yeah, just a wee bit. This dungeon I remember being stressed by. I don't really remember what stressed me out, which is in itself stressful. Oh man, I really thought I was kicking something. Like, this trash used to get people into trouble. Third boss with the heads? Yeah, maybe it'll come back to me. Oh gosh, I love kicking stuff. It's really fun. I mean, I'll be able to do it on my shaman. I'll be able to do it on my druid. I'll be able to do it on my prevoker, I think. It's just my priest and maybe monk that can't. Always wiping groups back in BFA. You can use 1 button rotation among your normal keybinds. Something I can spam while running away from mechanics. Yeah. I tend to not do very well at, especially on like an alt or something like that, maintaining uptime while moving. So yeah, having a button that you can do alongside it is nice. Having said that, I don't have it currently bound. Here, we'll put it on Q. Playing a Mark Center with one button, it's weird. It'll only do DPS buttons. It's not going to switch to a healer button or anything. Bloodseeker vines.
How dare you sully this holy place with your presence? I call upon the surging waters. Arise and wipe out these intruders.
I wonder if the rotation that the one button's going to do is basically just going to be what I was doing before, which is Moonfire, Wrath, 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 Wrath. Moonfire, Wrath, 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 Wrath. Is that a potential downside? Even fewer people will queue as a healer? I mean, maybe, but why we always gotta be looking for downsides? If there are downsides, they'll happen to us whether or not we've thought of them in advance. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Oh, I should dispel this. On dispelled, travels towards another player. I'm a druid, so I can just kind of move. This was kind of funny, wasn't it? This was an interesting boss. I remember it knocked people back. I don't really remember how it did that. Summons a pet if you don't have one, and my pet is in slot 1, which is not in my go-to. Uh-oh. Whoopsie-daisies. Should I, is this the boss? It is the boss. Just res normally.
Storm Song has twisted this sacred place. We must press on and undo his foul work.
Is there any, loot for me to get? Oh, I don't have Sea Breeze. Which seems weird to me. I guess it doesn't have a time walking section. I'm not sure which difficulty Mog appearances come through in time walking. Does have a time walking section, but they just didn't add it for BFA yet. Gotcha. Would it not appear in your, like, once they add it, will it appear in my mini list? I would think so. I would like it to. If I'm, like, in a dungeon on time walking. Yeah. I think it does. I think I've seen it before. I'm gonna use Flourish a little bit more often. I don't have, It's bound, and it's only a minute cooldown, and I have not been using it very much.
Welcome, Brother Pike. You have arrived just in time to witness.
It looks like it would smell salty here.
Once our ritual is
Windy and seaweed.
will belong to Queen Ajara.
Quickly, heroes! Stop them before
This
the fleet
one
is
is
lost.
taking a little bit more damage. A little more healing to do. I feel like moderately confident on a Resto Druid in that at least if I look at an icon, I have some idea of what the ability does. I think when I get on a Mistweaver Monk, I'm gonna be real lost. I think my order of comfort for healers goes Holy Priest top, followed by Resto Druid, and then Prevoker. Then maybe our Shaman. And then you've got like H-Pal, Mistweaver, and Disc Priest all at the bottom. Not a clue what they're doing. Disc Priest got to be close to the bottom. The only reason it wouldn't be dead last is because I don't know what Holy Paladins are up to, and because some of their abilities must be shared with Holy Priest. It can't be completely original. I know it's a different format, but they got to have something. I know what Power Word Shield looks like anyway.
sea to sea, ashes to ashes, tide to tide. May your souls find peaceful currents.
It's a good thing they know where they're going, because I don't. I was gonna go back the way we came. Tried one button on Shadow Priest, hated it. I'm helping. Whoa! Don't love that. Weird to see Drakthir priests. I'm trying to try it on Arcane Mage 2 to see if it would hurt my feelings, and I'm happy to say that it did not. By that do you mean that like it did not outperform you? That's funny. I feel like that would be a fun thing to test out, like playing your different characters with and without one button, just to see where you are. It's like a litmus test. Did not outperform. Boring during play that you've mastered, but in a bind it's helpful. I think it's a great feature. I'm really happy they added it. I think it's a really cool thing for them to do. Used it on my Holy Priest and a +5. Nice to press for some damage. Okay, well, some of you may drown. And that's a sacrifice that we're just gonna have to make. Are they gonna die? No, they're just probably not. Probably just a breath bar. Yeah, I don't do too much damage in my Holy Priest. A lot of it comes from Halo.
Fleet is nearly yours, my queen.
It would seem you have guests, Lord Stormsong.
Master, stop this madness at once. The Kultiran
There used to be a thing you would farm in here. Some kind of a set. Some kind of an outfit. Some Mog set, Tide Sage. With like a funny hat. Do an Archon because I don't want to mess with the Oracle button. I don't blame you. I didn't even mess with the Oracle button until after 10s. I got through 10s just fine. Archon's really strong. Oracle kind of reminds me of playing Prevoker a little bit. Just thinking about which ability you want to combo the modifier thing with. Reminded me of my year as a dragon. Sounds like a terrible memoir novel. Like the idea of preserving my focus for healing on my healers, just mindless spamming the auto button for filler DPS. The only thing I think that would stop me from doing that is if all of the auto DPS is literally 2 buttons, kind of like this, where it's like Wrath and Moonfire or like Holy Fire and Smite. If that's all it's gonna do, that is not that challenging to fill in manually anyways. You could almost just replace the 1 button macro with your Smite. Or, you know, like, if you can manage 2 buttons. But I understand not wanting to, especially when you're focusing on healing anyway.
Still lurks in the dark. We must press on to remove its influence from the shrine.
It would be an efficient idea to re-queue with this group. Oh, man. You know me. I'm not wildly hung up on efficient ideas. She's a whale. Isn't this awesome? Isn't this so sick? I love this form. Aw.
By the Tide Mother, do not listen to its whispers. This horror will try to twist your souls.
Dependent on my pugs. The one I was in was just good. Didn't stress about healing as much. This boss did something. Don't remember what. Like the giant goldfish. Is there a goldfish swimming for him? Like an actual goldfish? I haven't seen that. Oh yeah, I'm stacking up my buff. Listen, 60% damage. This will never... never backfire. Pink fish, thing you do in a mirror, just the one we got as a shop mount first. Oh, I might want to do that one day. I'm not sure how DPS queues are. Chat might be able to help you out. 5 to 10 minutes maybe. I'm healer queuing. You're telling me I can be a goldfish? Might have to tell me again, another 30 seconds. Get it? 5 to 20. Oh, they do want to go again. Alright. I was gonna leave if they left, but if everybody else is sticking around, then fine. The Dreaming Nadra. I'm gonna Google it. Oh, that is cool. I do love me a koi fish.
Don't mind shark bait. He just needs to empty his hold.
So this is my dungeon number 4. So this will... No, this is my dungeon number 5. So I have Mastery of the Timeways. So for the sake of the weekly, this character, or for the achievement, doing it the old-fashioned way, this character is finished. If I want to get her time-walking dungeons completed box, then I'll need to do this one plus one more. Kind of interesting. And she has 500 time warp badges right now. I wonder, I don't think I really need the goodie bag. For like a non-80, I think it's kind of not necessary. Yeah, I would be very surprised if any of these people knew that they were on a stream. I'm not playing a character that has a Hazel name, and even if I was, it's not like I'm... I'm not Sea-Doo, you know what I mean? And people spam their Twitch and Pug groups. Yeah, that's true. I've seen that as well. Forget to double check what the affix is this week. Bargain Devour. Healing the Absorb, where you get the buff. Yeah. Heal the Absorb or Dispel it. Or people can heal it up themselves or they can Dispel it. You get a priest in your group that can chuck mass dispels. It makes it a lot easier.
Guess I be off to the locker.
Shark bait, sorry. Sorry, you smell like parrot guano.
It's nice to be a Night Elf Druid again. Feels very iconic. Very classic, very original, very, whatchamacallit. Cinematic-y. Sure, Hazel's greeting the pugs with their Twitch link every time. You know me, I get into a group and I'm like, what's up? It's me, Hazel, from Hazel Nutty Games, and you better be lighting up the chat with the hype train 420-360 no scope. Use code Hazel for 20% off your next purchase of Crypto Nothing. You'll definitely not regret it. It's me. Uh-oh. I vold.
Let's put your steel.
Sold. have a weird mindset about Twitch in particular, where I feel I don't really want to advertise the stream, because I feel like if you wanted to watch it, then you would, then you would. Like, you would already know about it. So like, and somebody's way more likely to want to watch it and stick around if they find out about it organically. I feel like for something long form and personality driven and kind of like diluted like a Twitch stream, advertising is like the worst possible way to get it. You're just going to annoy people. For YouTube, it makes a little bit more sense. If you have a specific video that addresses a specific concern or problem and you're like, hey, I can help you with this thing, watch this video, is it free? That's more likely to reach somebody that might actually need it. But nobody needs to watch a Twitch stream. And if they're going to, it's usually because they know somebody already, not because they saw like a random link somewhere and went, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 3.5 hours listening to a stranger tell me about their dreams of owning koi. Do you want to hear about my dreams of owning koi? I mean, do you own the koi or do you just share your lives with them? You're just a steward of the koi. Hate the LFG tool being full of advertisements. Yeah, I report them every time. It's just discouraging for someone that's like looking to get into a group to see, oh man, do I have to buy one? That's what everybody seems to be selling.
We got a new set of competitors. Take it away, Gerthok and Woden.
That's your cue, landlubbers.
Ouch! Why'd you poke? Oh, wake up, Woden!
It's very sweet that you think that informing people about my stream is altruistic.
Okay.
Had a neighbor that owned koi, made a couple eagles, very happy.
Unbridled ferocity.
Sounds like a dungeon boss steward of the koi.
The mysterious, the
That would be really, that would actually be a really fun boss fight. There could be ponds where fish leap out of. I want a mechanic where some raider has to actually fish in a pool to catch something. And everybody else can fight like eagles and stuff that are going for them. That would be great. I really want a pond in my player housing. Because I'm not likely to get one in my real housing. I want a pond in my player housing. I want some fish. Nice. Fishing thing in Delves, think that's gonna have to do. Yeah. I did that one today. We had to fish up that one boss in Serpentine Cavern. I want in-combat fishing. The character just like cracks open a beer. Or beer-like object. Where is this mage? What's happened to them? Oh, they skipped to the end and we're doing this boss. Oh, they're probably sad. Listen, I want my 10 time warp badges. I'm fighting the Hellion in a half shell.
Ludwig goes down! What a fight! These smelly buccaneers are resilient, and they better be, because their next challenger is the epitome of brutality! A champion that sleeps with the fishes! Literally! The Freehold fanatic! The master of the jagged jawbone jab! The powerful pugilist predator! Trothak the shark puncher!
I could listen to this voice acting all day. Oh, the mage came back. This is one of the boss rooms that doesn't actually lock. I'm pretty sure that if I met somebody who made a laugh of that timbre in real life, I would vibrate in fear. That would be so chilling. It's so deep. Oh, I got a level 74. This has been this has been great. This Druid's gonna be leveled halfway to 80. Yeah, we're 1 of 5 for gaining Master at the time. Nice. I don't know if I should do another character after this dungeon to work on getting the Master of the Timeways in a different character. If I should just do one more. I don't need this quest. It's just awkward to not finish it. It just feels gross to leave it at 4 out of 5.
Think you can stand against me, swine? Allow me to educate you.
Plus, you know, it's experience. It's not like it's a total waste of time. Was there Monk you don't have? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing something. I don't know if I'm doing any damage. I don't have details on.
No one better touch my booty.
Oh, don't touch his booty. All right. One last one, but then I'm going to set up another character. I feel like a Resto Shaman. Maybe next. Maybe Krabby. Maybe we set Krabby up to do our Shaman. I'll have to pick up the quest first. I can probably pick it up out of the adventure journal. Here we go.
Aye, this is the place. I can feel the power of these relics deep in me bones.
Hang on. It just took me to 2 of 5. I'm gonna see what happens after this dungeon. If it takes me to 3, I'm just gonna keep queuing.
Outsiders, the temple belongs to my master.
Broken.
Soon, Zul will awaken the Tsar.
Oh, there's a poison and I can dispel it. That's crazy. Is this gonna work? Yes!
We'll see about that, you vile creature.
Is that Bran? Bran's here. Found a bit of gold. How are we feeling about the new patch? 1 to 10. The next one, 11-2. With Koresh and the Eco Dome and the phase diving and the Manaforge Omega. And then the Manaforge Aldani dungeon. The Azure Vault delve with Kaiveza as a delve boss. Raid looks neat. BM changes look cool. 10. Yeah, I know you've been waiting for something that's not under mine. Oh, hey, look, Transmog. Also, upgrades. Excited for Kaiveza again. Really dig the ethereal style. Seems like an average patch. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It seems fine. I was watching the announcement. I was like, this all looks fine. I have no complaints. Waiting for something that isn't under mine. What number would you give an average patch? I feel like an average patch should be 5, but that also seems mean. Yeah, it's hard because it's pretty well known that rating things in a 1 to 10 scale, 7 becomes average. Maybe even 7.5. 7 is usually average. And then anything less than that sounds mean. You're right. Like it's for whatever reason that's the way that people tend to rate things. So I guess I would say a 7. Pretty good. Room for improvement. The only thing they could really improve, though, I think would be to do something different and surprising that I like, which is a risk, because they've done plenty of things that are different and surprising that I haven't liked. So it's hard for me to say. I want them to take risks, but also take good ones. You know, like you can't have it both ways. I'm also kind of happy whenever they don't overcomplicate stuff with like a ton of systems. They had a phase, sort of end of Shadowlandsy, where they just did way too much system-wise. They just, it was too much. It was complicated for the sake of being complicated. And I feel like people were just getting kind of exhausted with it, and they just wanted like regular WoW back. And I think they've eased off a little bit. Ecological succession seems kind of up your speed. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it feels and like looks when you're actually playing it. It sounds like it could just be like a world quest area with like a couple of weeklies. Like it doesn't seem. It sounds cute. It's something to do. I'm sure there'll be collectibles involved. I don't know if we know about flying. Actually, that's a good question. Undermine's peak WoW for me. I think it's been an amazing outdoor zone. I thought Undermine was really, really good. I thought the car was really cool. There's a post. Oh, what did they say? There is flying, but not right away. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind it when they do that. If we do manage to get this mount today, my plan for the rest of Turbulent Timeways, I guess, is just to make sure I do one time walking dungeon per week. Or maybe I'll do a batch of them on my Paladin to get him a piece of hero track gear to try to get him an upgrade that he can use while he's working on his 10s. I doubt we'll ever fly an Undermine. You kind of don't. Your car goes faster than skyriding. It's just a question of avoiding obstacles. It's easier said than done. I would be very surprised if they ever let us fly an Undermine. Healer Dell's way less boring with your dream mod. Haven't read it. Nice. I did a bunch of Healer Delves when they first added Tank Brand, but I've kind of gone back to doing Delves as Shadow Priest. I just got sort of bored with it.
Master, gonna build me a
What's up on all the pipes and buildings? You can see if you just do the jetpack races, or there's world quests that send you up there to like go take pictures. You can they're pretty fun. Yeah, there's some interviews. So the flying thing was in a Mr. GM interview. The Wowhead note on it just says, flying, including skywriting, will be enabled in Koresh to allow players to hop from all the various shattered islands. That note doesn't say when it's enabled. I need to sit down and do my weeklies. There's just so many.
You came for the gold, but you will leave behind your bones. My claws will find your heart.
Oh, didn't realize you were fighting the boss just yet.
You do not belong here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I wonder how long the interview is.
Hello?
20 minutes. Hello. I'll watch that later. I'll link it if anyone's, wanting to put it on at some point.
You
These must
There we go.
my thanks for killing the priest.
Very curious to see if this turns into
You
3 of
have
5.
only succeeded in strengthening my hold on the temple. Impressive. You made it farther than I thought, but I will still be drinking your blood. The Tsar will awaken soon. But
I feel
you
like
will
it.
not live to
I'm
see
so
it.
sorry. Can winter come?
I will tear your soul apart.
Alright, I'm gonna kick her wreck and pay this time. Oh, tank got it.
I will tear your soul apart.
There we go.
Zur will rip your
That did put it to. So I'm gonna do more dungeons on this character. I'm gonna keep leveling my druid. Also, I got a Spy Master's wrap. Get my item level up. Happy Thursday, Hazel. Happy Thursday, Tracy. I hope you're having a lovely day. Someone TLDR the Shadow Priest changes. I saw that there were class changes. I didn't look at them yet. Symbiotic Bloom. Man, I don't even know what all these things are. Ah, we lost our tank.
I've seen things that would scare you shelless.
Yeah, just about time to upgrade my gear. Goodbye, Verdant Gladiator's medallion from Dragonflight.
Come back with some better stories.
75, yeah. So I've gotten halfway to 80 within, what, an hour? Hour and change? Hey, Hazel, how are you? Hello, I am doing well today. I think I'm caught up on sleep. I was a little bit behind for a few days, but I got good sleep last night. I slept in a little bit. I took a nap yesterday. I think I'm feeling better. What are you standing on? I found what is it, a winch? My pet's kind of clipping through me here, but I like being a bird in flight form as a druid and then /sit on things to perch on them. I just got this Mark of the Duskwing Raven. I bought it on the auction house, so I'm kind of enjoying my raven form. Good to hear. Yeah. Trying to keep busy, but not too busy. I've been getting my routine together, which is good. But it's important for me to make sure that I keep a realistic idea of what I can and cannot do within a day, because I have a bad habit of getting unrealistic very quickly and then burning myself out. So I need to make sure that I keep it together and I keep moving, but also that I don't get carried away and then just toast myself again, because I've done that before. You're in your bird era. Surprise new players by just sitting in flight form at the spawn point. Do you think they'll ever make gold 100% account-wide? I kind of hope so, but I wonder if there's some limitation or reason why not. Otherwise, you'd think they would have done it with warbands initially. Using Warband Miser to collect it into the warbank is kind of the next best thing.
To stop Mithrax. But with her death, the jungles of Voldu.
Ooh, Temple of Sithralis. Haven't been in here in a minute.
To sand.
Aren't we getting this back
The
soon?
time of her
No, this is just, they were just talking about BFA time walking, I think.
And now I fear something is preventing her from returning.
Only a healer would want this back. I didn't really love the section at the end where you're carrying the eyeballs to plug them in to get through the door. Everything else I feel like was kind of more or less fine though. Interested to see how much they change Halls of Atonement. I'm expecting them to take a pass at mechanic visibility like they have been doing. And put like some lines on the ground for stuff like the statues at the end. I think that'll make the dungeon a lot more likable for people. Oh, the eyeball thing's different now? Oh. The add-on that automatically puts your gold in your warbank is Warband Miser. You still have to go to the bank and open it up for it to work. It's not magic, but it's great. I like it a lot. Warband Miser. M-I-S-E-R. The other thing making it hard to judge how much is reasonable to do in a day is the fact that I'm also doing all of this house hunting stuff, and it's a lot. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of like emotional effort too.
The sounds take me.
Oh my gosh. My husband is fishing and he's texting me and he's like, yo, I caught a shark. And he sends me a picture. And he did. It's like a 30-inch dogfish. So technically, yes, a shark. Not like a great white or anything like that. It's just so funny. Hello, hello. Hello, how you doing? Finally had some time to play the new story part. Really enjoyed it. What did you guys think? Curious to hear what you guys say. I haven't started it yet. It's on my list of things to do, but I'm doing time walking today. I did Overcharged Delves yesterday. I also want to do more Horrific Visions this week. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot to do. Might suggest you add Warband Miser to your spreadsheet. I should, yeah. I highlighted it in the news video 2 weeks ago. My first news video back, that was the add-on highlight. But you're right, I haven't put it in my spreadsheet yet. I gotta do that. Somehow broke it with the Xalatath story. Uh-oh. Where have you gone? How are you? Oh, you're behind us. I thought they were ahead. Had to dissect a dogfish about that size for a vertebrate anatomy class. Oh. What's the next alt after this, Druid? Well, I thought I was going to need to use a bunch of alts to get them out. I might not need to do any other ones. I was going to do Resto Shaman next. I was going to get Krabby, my Dark Iron Dwarf Resto Shaman. Well, Shaman, but I was going to spec her Resto. But it's been, every dungeon I complete, it's been ticking up my Master of the Turbulent Timeways, so I'm kind of thinking I just do this dungeon plus one more, and then maybe I'm good. Got to hear your enrage / white voice in your voice pack finally. Oh yeah? I don't remember what I said. That's bad. Gosh, I made that thing so long ago. Was it fun? Did it make you feel better about enraging and wiping? A lot of poisons. Like, oh, they're asleep. Oh, they're asleep. I just thought they were taking little poison damage. I'm like, I might dispel it. I might not. Who cares? I didn't realize they were snoozing. Honk shoe. Speaking of snoozing, I miss my dog. If they move, it sleeps them. Interesting. I like Marantha. I had a hell of a time doing the achievement on this fight. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember it was real finicky and I think kind of buggy. How is Moocher? He's good. He's so sleepy. He was real baby yesterday. He was snuggling with me. Because we went out a couple times for different errands yesterday. When I finally got home, he was like, "Mom, don't leave anymore," and he like lays his head on my feet. I took him outside and I took his brush and his undercoat rake and I just brushed the daylights out of him, trying to get him to get his fur out so he doesn't shed quite so much and so that he's a little cooler for summertime. The hair that comes off that dog. I don't know if it drops a pet. I think so. Uh-oh. First snow. I try to do it on a windy day so that the wind just takes it and spreads it far and wide. Otherwise it'll just kind of mat up on the grass wherever I decided to brush him. Does it get very hot? Not relative to other places, but it does get hot in the summer a few times. I live in Victoria, BC, so we'll usually have 1 to 5 heat waves across the summer, kind of depending. Heat wave being anytime it gets 30 Celsius or over. It does vary a lot, though, even just like neighborhood to neighborhood around here in the city. We're surrounded by ocean on 3 sides, so that does help regulate temperature quite a bit. But we get pretty toasty every now and then, and nobody really, or not nobody, but it's not standard to have air conditioning, so you have to kind of like pre-cool your apartment overnight by leaving your windows open, and then you seal it up and you close all the blinds to try to keep the cold in, unless you're lucky enough to have a heat pump or something. That heat dome 5 years ago, yeah, it was right before I moved home, and I was worried for my parents. I was worried for my mom. Celsius is quite mild. I bet if you're an Aussie would think so. We're just not equipped for it. People get heat stroke quite quickly. Doing fungal folly in my alt for the belt. Dropped me 2 crackling shards. First I've seen since the start of the X pack. Nice. 45 in our house. Wife 5-year-old. 1-year-old went and stayed in her parents' RV with AC. Basement with 2 cats. I was in Portland for that heat wave, and I had 1 window AC that was doing its best, and then I would just like put packs of ice cubes into the pets' beds to try to cool them down a little bit. But yeah, that was pretty bad. It was like right back to back with wildfire season too. We had a really bad wildfire season as well. Last year didn't get crazy hot. This year we already had 1 wave where it got pretty close to 30, which usually means I can't walk the dog during the day because he's got black fur on his back, so he'll, especially on hot concrete, he'll just cook. He cooks so fast. Call him a hot dog. Try not to roast the puppy. Just keep him inside until the sun goes down. Visited Victoria on my Alaskan cruise. We did a harbor tour on the boats. It was so fun. Nice. Yeah, I've seen those little boats puttering around. I love the city. As much as I could love any city. I'm looking forward to moving somewhere more rural and quieter. But I still, if I was going to live in a city, this is the best possible one in the world for me. I have too many snacks. Gotta let them fall off. There we go. I should do that with 4 people. I wonder if our mage friend's gonna come back. What about Kamloops? I've never been to Kamloops. The name mainly makes me think about Fruit Loops. I haven't done a lot. I haven't really been many places in the mainland. I'm actually assuming Kamloops is on the mainland. I don't know. I figured it was... There's Kelowna and there's Kamloops. The weather people always talk about them in the same sentence. Or they used to. Never been. I've done Vancouver a couple of times out of necessity. I had a brief period where I thought I was going to move to Saminar. Oh no, they're back! They're back! Don't kick. They're coming. I think my dog's snoring. I think I can hear him from the living room. Someone just went... Oh, they're gone. Yeah, I can hear him sleep with it. He's out. I'm trying to save this picture so I can show it on stream. The dogfish. That's so crazy. Man, all the cool stuff happens when I'm working. We went fishing together on Tuesday and we caught nothing. I got the one bite of the day when I was eating crackers. Also, what happened? A seal swam by under the water right in front of where we were fishing. And it's really cool. Like they're super pretty. They just kind of glide through the water like spirits. And it's just one big seal. And she swam by. And I was, I guess, I don't know, sunstroke or something. I looked at it and I went, because I thought it was like a huge fish. I thought, I swear to God, I thought I saw a coelacanth. And I was like, whoa! Coelacanth are deep sea fish that were only recently rediscovered. I mainly know them from Animal Crossing. But like, I thought it was like an enormous fish, like a tuna-sized fish. It was a seal. It's normal for seals to swim past. I don't know why I thought it was a fish, but it was still cool. I mainly just got eaten by mosquitoes through my sakis. You're right, they did fix the orb thing or change the orb thing. It's less annoying now. Oh yeah, this is why healers like this dungeon. They have a job. I forgot about this. Have you ever done backpacking? Recent hobby you've gotten into over the last couple of years. Day trips and day hikes only for me. I've never, I mean, I bring a backpack on hiking, but I've never gone anywhere where I needed to stay overnight. I haven't even really been camping. I love me a day trip and a day hike because you can go and you can see some things, you can get some great exercise, and you can really tire yourself out, and then you can go to sleep in your own bed and just have the best night of sleep ever. You do realize that if you live in a rural area, you will probably have to drive more and the delivery may be non-existent. It might have occurred to me. The thought might have crossed my mind at some point in the last, like, 6 months of house hunting. I'm an obsessive researcher. I know the trash pickup schedules of all of these neighborhoods.
And I will disable them.
I know the shortest route to the recycling center. I know the summer offerings of the community centers. I know when they close the pool for maintenance. Heart Guardian Avatar. So am I meant to be healing it now? Or do they have to kill the things first? I think I have to heal it soon. Falling down the retro gaming rabbit hole, getting equipment needed to play very old consoles and modern TVs. Oh, nice. That sounds very you. I feel like I'm a little surprised you didn't already have that. I feel like you're the kind of person to have like a SNES set up. Play some sick retro games. Color-coded binder. Yeah, I have file folders for each prospective property that I've been investigating, and I collect up all the documents and like the maintenance histories, and I don't know everything, and it's impossible to know everything, but I am aware that my lifestyle is going to change some. I've been driving a lot just to see all these places. Oh yeah, it's me, I'm healing. I'm working on it! It's a work in progress, guys. They're like, heal the boss, heal it.
I hold dominion over all.
I don't know if it is obsessive when you're trying to spend this much money. I feel like you doing some amount of research is just good sense. It's not like I'm choosing what set of headphones to buy. I'm trying to pick a place to put like a lot of dollars into that I'm going to be living in for a long time. Have a CRT can play, but I want them on the big HD TV. Nice. I think that's the thing that's most stressful about house hunting is it's like the highest stakes thing that I've done since I took out student loans. Oh, I got a hood. Am I gonna do one more? Yeah, right. One more. And you don't have very much time to make these choices, and you have to make really big choices, and you have to make them kind of decisively. House is just a pile of stuff with a roof over it. Yeah.
I can feel there is
If Australian dollars are dollar reduced, what are Canadian dollars called?
Retrieve motes of pure
Beaver bucks.
water, so that we may restore this shrine to its
I've heard
former
Monopoly money. It's mildly offensive.
glory.
Loonies are the $1 coin.
Some dark
Loonies and
presence
toonies,
watches
$1 and
us
$2
even
coins.
now.
I don't see him much anymore. You'll need to worry if the inspector looks at you and asks if you've ever seen the money pit. Love how chill other people's lives are. 5th year med student surgery exam tomorrow. Good luck. You do need to watch the money pit. I don't think that I do. I think that's a factually untrue statement. I think I can live the rest of my life and never see that show, and I will be nothing but better off for it. You ever look at a person with anxiety and it's like, you know what would be really good for her is if we stress her out with worst case scenarios. That'll help. It's a funny movie. I have not seen or heard of it. I figured it was like an HGTV show. I can't believe this is working, this Master of the Timeways thing. I'm not surprised people are getting them out. It's just do a bunch of time walking. As young Tom Hanks, I do actually think you would like it. I do like Tom Hanks. In all of his ages. Every form of Tom Hanks is a good Tom Hanks.
How dare you sully this holy
You may not enjoy it if it
place
worries
with
about
your
house issues.
presence.
I have not got the Coursera. I might get it at the end of this dungeon, though. Would second that you would probably like the money pit.
Wipe out these intruders.
What did I watch? Was it Tom Hanks? It was one about a volcano. A depressed man gets paid to go throw himself in a volcano. What was that movie called? I watched it in the last 6 months. Tom versus the volcano, yeah. Or something. Joe versus the volcano. It was really funny. It was good. Think of doing a stakeout to see if you have good neighbors. Some of these small town places, if you tried to stake them out, they would not take kindly to you. I'm not saying people are like suspicious, but people very much know who lives there and who doesn't. And if they see a strange person just parked on their street or wandering around like looking at stuff, you're gonna run into some trouble. It is not safe to do that everywhere in the world. Binge watched Yellowstone, such a good TV series. Nice. Just jokes. People do recommend that though, like on a lot of places, not necessarily to go like stay overnight with a binocular, but it is recommended to check out your neighborhood at different times to see things like traffic patterns. You'd see it in the weekends. Are there like party houses nearby, that kind of thing?
And undo his foul work.
Meeting neighbors is great if you can. It's awkward. I've met quite a few neighbors at places that I ended up not buying. Some of them I was sad because I was like, man, I really like that neighbor, but that house is falling down. Rent first, buy later? You mean the same house? Or do you mean like rent in an area and then buy something else? Because people do that, or people will do a bridge year of renting between buying places. Either. Because most of the time if there's a house for sale, it's not for rent. Like there's somebody that lives there, they want to sell their house, they're not trying to rent their house. It's not exactly like a furniture scheme. Isn't there a rent to buy? I'm sure some places offer that. Most houses that you're buying, especially if you're looking at a freehold house, doesn't work like that. I want my house to have electricity. I would like my house to have smoke detectors. I would like my house to have faucets. You know, like water, running water. I would like at least 2/3 of the faucets to work. Maybe half. 2/3 might be aggressive. High standards, don't know if you can afford that, right?
Quickly, heroes. Stop them before the fleet is lost.
Okay, my parents were running a house. The owner decided to sell. Mom wrote them a letter. Owner worked out a deal. We bought it. 86 or so. That's lovely. That's really nice. Looking at houses right now myself, so I have all the empathy for you. One thing I will say, and I'm sure you already know this, depending on where you're looking, and this may be just area specific, but what age of houses you're looking at, if it's an old house, be thinking about whether or not there's a buried oil tank. Be maybe thinking about getting a scan to look for one, even if they say there isn't one. Because that is a big fat trap. There was this trend of people heating their homes with oil. And there would be an oil tank. And back in the day, people were stupid. And they thought, this is ugly. Let's bury it in the ground. What's the worst thing that can happen? So for cosmetic reasons, they would bury these oil tanks in the ground. And then later on, they would be abandoned. They would get disconnected. The houses, most of them don't run on fuel anymore. Some of them still do. But they would get kind of like decommissioned and left in the ground. Some of them properly and a lot of them not properly, just like left in there and forgotten. And it's not a matter of if that tank is going to leak. It's a matter of when. And when it leaks into the soil, it can contaminate the soil around it. And it is giga expensive if that's happened to get it out. And legally, environmentally, you have to once you know about it. So like buried oil tanks are a huge deal because they're really common. Lots and lots of old houses have them. But you have to get it remediated correctly, which if you're lucky and it didn't leak, it might just be a couple $1,000s. If you're unlucky and it did leak, there was like a news case of a couple in Nanaimo that wanted to sell their house and retire. And they went to go sell their house and the buyer had an oil tank scan done. And they found one that was leaking and it turned into like a $250,000 remediation that you have to do. So they couldn't afford to sell the house. And they couldn't afford to retire either. They just had to keep working because there's literally nothing else that you can do. So you want to be really careful when you are getting into an old place that you do your diligence to check for that kind of thing, because while, yes, if you find one and they didn't disclose it, you can come after them legally. It can be complicated to do that. And if they're dead, you're kind of out of luck. So I'm sure people that are house shopping kind of know all this already. But it was something that really surprised me because I'm like, what do you mean another inspection? I already paid for an inspection. But you want to, depending on the age of the house, if it was like built fresh in the 90s, you're probably fine. But like a lot of these older sort of mid-century houses have buried oil tanks. Some of them have multiple. Like sometimes they buried one and then they buried another one because the tanks would last for 10, 15 years and they would just do another one. Mess. Hot mess. I have not seen the new tier sets. Same in New York, have to dig them up before selling the house. Yeah. And you have to soil test to see if it's leaked or not. And if they find oil in the soil, you have to keep excavating it until you get clean soil samples. And it's just ugly. You really want to make sure that there's nothing there. So that's fun. That's something that I've been learning about. I'd like my house to be about my age. Oh man, I really wish I could get a house that was my age. I've been looking at some houses that are older than my parents, and some of them are older than my grandparents. New tier looks good. Just looked it up. Nice. But some of those old houses like have really strong construction originally. Good bones, as they say. And you can update. Like there's some places that have been kept in great shape and had a lot of great updates done to them. And you can do some updates yourself too. Doesn't mean it's a complete waste. It's just other stuff you have to watch for. Things like asbestos, things like lead paint.
Stop this madness at once.
Vermiculite insulation is a real pain in the butt. Depending on politics, might actually have to move up there. It's not just Canada. Buried oil tanks are in the States too. The environmental laws might be different, but it's generally speaking, you got to get rid of it.
For the last time.
And if you're found to have done it illegally, because people will find out about this and they'll just go in themselves in the dead of night with a backhoe to try to get rid of it. And if you get caught doing that, you're in for a big fine.
Then I shall
Not an issue in our area of California.
blackened depths.
I'm so naive. I'm like, do people even heat houses in California? Isn't it hot there? I see palm tree. Nice palm tree. If you do find a house, though, and it has some of these problems, and you can get them sorted, or you can get the seller to sort them, whatever combination of things it may be, at least then you have the peace of mind of knowing that it was checked out and it was done properly, and you get your certifications and you get your updates done, and then you kind of know what's going on, as opposed to it just being like a black box where you have no idea when stuff's going to come up due or how it was done. It's really nice. I don't miss winter. Asbestos. Yeah, and I've learned a little bit about that too, but it's kind of a bummer of a conversation. It's complicated to get rid of. It's possible. There's remediation places that'll do it. And there's also situations in which you can just seal it up and leave it there. But something that's come up in a couple places I've looked at is there's asbestos in the attic and needs to get removed. You could just seal up the attic and never touch it, but there's also mold in the attic, and you can't have the mold remediation people do it until the asbestos remediation happens. And it's really common to get mold in attics here, just because it's really common to get mold. It's a super, super wet, humid climate. It rains a ton. The inspector was telling me that over a third of the houses that he inspects have active mold going on, or whatever they call it legally. Unidentified, mysterious, problematic organic staining. So, while it's true that maybe you can just like leave it and not touch it, it doesn't always work out. Radon can be a concern too. It doesn't seem to be as high on the list of things as it seems to be like asbestos, oil tanks, mold. Drains are another really bad one. You get a lot of really old perimeter drains that are made with stuff that collapses. And then you have to scope them. It's like a pretty big job to replace them. That can be a problem. That's come up a few times. Some places with some really sketchy drainage. floodplain. Yeah, there's that too. There's places where I just straight up won't buy because I'm not buying in a floodplain. There are known flood risk areas, and I could get a house cheaper there, and I'm not doing it. I'm not messing with it. You want to look at stuff like elevation. You can't completely prevent the risk of a flood, but you can not put yourself like right next to the river that bursts its banks every year. Is it worth using it for leveling while I quest? I think so. It seems fine. I've been leveling with it this morning, and it's been going perfectly nicely, reasonably fast. We had an exhaust vent for a dryer break inside the wall of the basement bathroom. And when they tested the walls, the textured paint in the walls and the ceiling had asbestos. Oh, that's awful. But the thing you have to remember is that all of this is just money. Everything is money when it comes to houses, but if it's the right house and it can be managed, there's only a few things that are like real big deal breakers where it's actually like, nah, we gotta walk away from this. It's just a question of how much is it going to cost and who's going to pay for it. Insurance covered the remediation, but it was annoying. Nice. Yeah. How long did it take for them to do the remediation? Like how long? Was it like a 1 or a 2 day thing, or were they at it for a long time? My realtor was telling me about attic remediation being really slow because they have to do it during certain temperatures. Like once it gets to a certain temperature, they're not allowed to work on it anymore. So they start like crazy early in the morning, and you can't get very much working time in the summer on it. I'm really lucky to have a good realtor. She knows a lot about buying and selling houses and the things to watch out for. Interesting. So I'm still at 4 of 5. It was ticking up, but it stuck me at 4 of 5. They had to tent off a tunnel from the bathroom to the back door. Took a few days to do that work. Interesting. Took a few weeks off to do stuff in the house. Saved a lot of money. Not sure if you're handy. I would probably, at this stage of my life, cause more damage than money I saved. I'm interested in learning more and YouTubing and kind of figuring out what I can do, but I also want to be realistic about my capabilities. I've seen a lot of DIY work done to houses that should have never been attempted. There's a lot of places that have really shoddy work in them that needs to be ripped out and done properly. Timely tourist gloves. Staying on the island, had to leave because of pricing. I'm trying. Or if not this island, one of the nearby ones, although I'd like to avoid that if I can. It is expensive, though. I could get a lot more if I wanted to go live somewhere in the mainland, but I want to stay with my mom. Or stay at least within short driving distance of my mom. Making the Shadow Realm delve easier to see in. I wonder if, you know how there was like the opposite of the Inky Black potion? Wasn't there like a Stinky Bright potion or something? I wonder if that would work. I'm also kind of curious. I'm going to do one more time walking dungeon. This was ticking up faithfully, but then it stopped. Bathroom fixes 3 weeks. Cat bathroom, don't really use it. Oh, that's nice at least.
Hero, your timing couldn't be better. Mechatork is fading fast.
Okay, I got my dungeon queue. I also got the dogfish picture. Hang on. This is the text that I got from my husband at the water this morning. Look at this thing. It's a little shark. He caught a shark. I think he said he released it just fine. Isn't that crazy? Dungeon. Cute. It is kind of cute. Oh, am I in a dungeon in progress, or is I'm just really far behind? I think I just got behind. I'm coming. If not friend, why friend-shaped? That's very, let me do it for you energy. This will be my last time walking of the day. Up to 847 badges. Your badges come so slowly after that first 500. I can't imagine just spamming dungeons to grind badges. I could maybe imagine spamming dungeons on alt to get to 200 per alt after the first 500. But after that, I don't know, man. PDKs and time walking are nice. Take care of themselves. Yeah, 1 per alt seems like a good plan. I just wanted to see if this would work. I mean, assuming that they don't roll back my progress, I would get it next week. Even if it does stay stuck at 4. And I can't really complain about it being stuck because it was never supposed to go past 1 anyway.
Against the Zandalari.
You have to be a multitasker if you're a Twitch streamer. A little bit. You kind of get used to it, though. New potion, Umbra Essentia? Yep, Shadow Meld and potion form. There's also a updated healing potion and new gathering materials that you can presumably use to make the new healing pot or trade for other earlier gathering mats. I was looking through the patch notes. I thought that was kind of cool. Hello, how you doing? Läuft? Maybe? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing time walking. We're up to 76, actually. Wow. Take my Wildstalker thing. Bloodseeker Vines. Symbiotic Blooms. Interesting. I'm getting my hero talents, but I'm not really sure what they do. I didn't really take time to look through them. Healing, I'm sure. Do you like the Wildstalker hero stuff? That's kind of what I was looking at. Because it's for... Because of the way Druids are set up, you kind of have to read through a bunch of stuff that doesn't apply to you to get to the stuff that does apply to you. So I'm looking at, like, Rake applying Bloodseeker Vines, dealing bleed damage, and I'm thinking it's not... I mean, maybe I'll be using that too, but I was mainly just here to press Rejuve. It was what Wowhead recommended for dungeons, though. I looked for the Resto Druid Wowhead dungeon build, and that was the one that the cheat sheet had for me. Experience from these is pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it.
Thousands of years ago, a blood contagion almost wiped out
Reading my
the
talents.
Zandalari. As the dead choked their temples,
Yeah, it seems good. It seems like passive healing that would kind of complement what you're already doing.
of the diseased bodies.
It doesn't seem like it would need a lot of active planning.
Of you.
My 5-year-old was so happy that your Saturday news videos are back. She loved sitting with Daddy on the couch, eating breakfast, watching your vid, and T&Es. You can tell her I said hi. Hazel said hi. Got a lot of news to cover this week. The Loon and the Druid of the Claw hero talent. Stick to those since I kinda get them. Yeah. I don't usually swap hero talent trees much on most of my characters. One or the other. Season 3 Resto Druid tier set seems really cool. Might prep mine to possibly play. Nice. Do we know what the armor sets look like yet, or do we mainly just know the set bonuses? Today I learned that mages can have a sword as a weapon, still cast spells. Feels like a lie. Yeah! It's a spell sword. Put out the sets, including PvP. We know what they look like. Okay. Are we happy with how they look like? People feeling good? Most importantly, are priests feeling good? Everybody else I can kind of take or leave. How's the priest set? They look awesome. Cool. Cool. Have to take a look at some point. Speaking of Night Elf racial. Night Elf racial. I think priest looks really nice. Hunters seem unhappy. The rest is good, I'd say. Warlock kind of bland. Hate pretty much every hunter set ever. Woohoo. Let's try not to die. Mage set's nice. Get cool hats again. I like it when mages get great hats because I can usually find a lookalike piece of Mog from the raid and then Mog that. Mage set might be the best. Druid one is fine. Attractive enough. Well made. Kind of generic. Not very ethereal themed. Helm often looks like it could be a plate helm. Yeah. I feel like hunter stuff ends up being kind of bulky. When I imagine hunters living out in the woods and like creeping through the forest wanting to wear things that are not bulky. But I also feel like my hunter class fantasy varies a little bit depending on what race they are. So whenever it's just like a hunter set, it doesn't always fit all of my hunters. Yeah, kill bosses wear them as armor. They do have an awful lot of skulls that go around. It's all very Monster Hunter.
The doctor! Easy. There is no antidote for this poison.
Gronstalker set, literal Gron eyeballs. Yep.
The elements answer my call.
Mini Mage More Within was a good decision. All the sets were good. Oh, it's okay. I can see your message. It got deleted, but I can still see it.
There is no antidote for this poison.
I get distracted and overwhelmed all the time. I've got a little less attached to outcomes in the last couple of years of playing, so I'm a little more flexible because I'm just kind of here to have a good time. It's nice because I'm usually enjoying myself and because it's hard to throw me off kilter, but it does mean that I'm not usually that invested in what happens, so I don't get like those big moments of finally achieving a goal that I was super invested in. It's kind of like, oh, I got it. What's next? You know, it's more evened out through the whole process. How dare you enjoy the game?
My rage be
I enjoyed it at a consistently medium level. I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, and I don't think I have been for a long time. But I have fun. I have a nice time. I'm happy to be here. I can't ever imagine not playing WoW. I've never even thought about quitting with any degree of seriousness.
There is no antidote for this.
Time to get the axe.
Some things like Mage Tower completing the solo 8 mask had the payoff. That's true. They don't put things very often in that need me to actually outskill them as opposed to just outgear them, but when they do, and it's something like a solo thing like 8 mask or Mage Tower or even Underpin, those are fun. I wouldn't want them all the time though. If that was all the game was, I don't think I would play it. I need that kind of chill content wheel to fall back on in between big challenges like that.
I spent my life resisting your master.
Coming up on 20 years now. How long have I been playing? When was 2008? 2009, maybe. I guess when we get to 2029 in another 4 years, then I'll have been playing 20 years. So I guess I've been playing for 16 years. That's upsetting. That's kind of gross. Play fast, don't really get distracted all while talking. I think that's just experience. I think most streamers that have been streaming for more than a few years can do that. It just gets encoded into your muscle memory. But I'm flattered. Thank you so much. Playing for only 4 years, good time. I mean, in terms of most games, it's a long time. It's just WoW where people have been here since, like, crusty old barnacles. Something that helps with chat sometimes is that, not to brag, but I can pick up a message from looking at it fairly quickly and then finish reading it out while looking at the screen. So I can glance at chat, grab a chat message, and then finish reading it out while checking the screen if there's anything I need to do gameplay-wise. Or like a sub-message. I don't have to look at it for very long to read it. It's not a very prestigious superpower, but it is useful for streaming. Gale slash. I don't remember how that one works. Need to become a streamer to play like that. Streaming, even now for me, big gameplay deficit. I play 15+% worse when I'm streaming. I am much messier when I'm streaming. The multitasking does take a toll. Friend showed me the game. I watched the intro cinematic. Love the dwarf hunter with the bear, and thus my character was born in February 2005. Short breaks during Wrath and BFA. Okay, maybe I can't pull a whole message. Oh, I got my Chrono Corsair. That's crazy. That is busted. I'm not mad at it though. Thank you very much. Also level 77. Nice. Alright, well, should we go look at it? I feel a little bit dirty, but not that dirty. I just kept queuing. That's the only thing I did. I just kept doing time walking. That's it. That was the whole thing. Yeah, no Tomb Stalker. It's not supposed to be possible, but it has been working for people.
Hero, your timing couldn't be better. Mechatork is fading fast.
What am I doing? Chrono Corsair. So I guess I'm all set. Is that favorite? Da-da-da. So you're supposed to get it by maxing out your buff, your Master of the Timeways buff, on 5 separate weeks during the Turbulent Timeways. So by getting 4 stacks of it, or sometimes refreshing a stack would be effective. It's been kind of funky where it's been working without that by just doing a bunch of dungeons this week. It's been just a bit strange. Just keep queuing. Getting the Mount was borked last time too. If they didn't fix it, not on us. Yeah, I don't feel too guilty about this. I didn't do anything crazy. I just queued time walking. I didn't even use multiple characters. I just used the one. I just kept queuing. I got from 70 to about 77. Not a drop. Just the achievement mount. Procced a little early. Do I need to wear any of these things? Yeah. Lorewalker Cho, Dornagal or Stormwind? Okay, let's go to Stormwind. I have 900 Time Warp badges, so it's not exactly going to buy me anything else on the vendor. New AOTC mount? Royal Voidwing. Oh. Yeah, the buff just kept going up. I got it to full, and then dungeons that I queued after that would sometimes give me another charge. It wasn't completely consistent. I did 2 to go from 4 to 5, but yeah. Little bug on them. Current dungeon group has 30 plus deaths on a +2. Holy. I wonder if there's some big learning going on. Yeah, they seem to have a hard time making the Turbulent Timeways thing work correctly. It's not the first time they've had problems with it.
How does today find you?
Okay, how'd we do?
Eyes open.
Oh, that's the lore walking intro. I meant to do, oh, I already got it. Never mind, I already turned in the time walking one. You can do the lore walking on characters that are leveling. That is a thing that can be done. Smell. She's up to 483. Not too bad. They took the OTC mount from BFA and they gave it a helmet. Still cool. Royal Voidwing. Here, I'll look it up. I gotta end stream soon, but I will check that one out. I'm assuming this is just a front page of Wowhead situation. Oh yeah, there it is. Players who defeat Dimensius in heroic difficulty in Mana Forge Omega, you get AOTC. We'll get the Royal Voidwing Dragon Mount. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Tips on how to order my first piece of crafting gear. I have the puzzle chips for a sword of my mage. Need the offhand item. So, first thing I would do is I would go to the crafting table and find out what materials you need, and then buy good quality versions of them. So find the recipe, track it, get your mats ahead of time. And then I would ask in trade chat to find a crafter that can make you a max rank one. And then someone should whisper you, and then you can send them a direct personal order, and that way you can get it made at the highest quality instead of just risking it. Takes a bit of doing. Sometimes if you can't find anybody, it might be worth doing it at like a peak hour, like the Druid Mog. Yeah, Night Elf Heritage. It's pretty good stuff. Oh man, I am finished for today. I'll be back tomorrow for a Friday morning stream. I appreciate the company very much. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.